Hey guys, I'm coming to you guys with yet another apology. I don't know what's going on with my technology. Don't worry about it. I'm working on it. But I do apologize for it being such a delay with this Jon Burge video being uploaded. I'm actually getting ready to upload it now. It appears that my devices, which is my iPhone. I've never had to post a video this long before, and so after a lot of trial and error, I finally figured out that I have to upload it like with a maximum of 15 minutes at a time. Go figure. Took me that long to figure that out. Don't judge me, I'm a busy person. But thank you for all of you all who have been subscribing to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate y'all. I hope this sets on a huge journey for something entertaining and fun. And here you go. Yo, thank you so much for checking in and checking up on the I Can't Make This Shit Up. Yes, this is officially a little segment I'm going to be having. Follow it on my TikTok, Instagram, and now my YouTube channel, y'all. I Can't Make This Shit Up. The series is going to be about stories or, headlines and events or things like that that are just so unbelievable. You want to wish you had made it up, but you didn't. So it's kind of a, unbelievable, sis. It could be sad, it could be horrendous, it could be horrific, or it could be funny. You never know. It's just outrageous stories that you're going to wish you made up. So let me go ahead and just reiterate that this original story was supposed to be about this man right here, Keith Walker. But see, what had happened was when I read those headlines, it made me read his story. When I read his story, I started digging deep. And y'all already know I fell into the rabbit hole, which I already explained. So instead of this story really being about Keith, it's about Keith plus, okay? Because there's over 100 Keiths in this whole debacle surrounding this one here. Okay, former disgraced police commander Jon Burge. All right, y'all, be ready. I'm telling you now. Follow me, yo. I can't make this shit up. It's a real thing. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok. And now, hit me up on my YouTube channel. Msniquerevamp on everything. Msnique on YouTube. Hey loves, I know y'all here because I posted a snippet of this story on my TikTok and I told y'all to go to my Instagram page and I was going to go ahead and put the whole story. Child, but let me tell y'all something. It was my purpose to go ahead and put that story out last night. But when I tell y'all, the rabbit hole I fell into with this here situation, baby, is a very deep one. And it seems to be one that didn't end. So I tried, I'm telling you, after hours and hours and hours of video, interviews, court cases, documents, everything, you guys, I tried to compile as much information as I could to give you all, just really how deep this story is, okay? And so please forgive me for not having it released to you guys immediately yesterday as I had planned to. But baby, this going on my YouTube channel. So if you are following me, continue to follow, y'all. And let's get to it.
After spending nearly 30 years behind bars, a man who says he was tortured into confessing to murder he didn't commit is now free. Keith Walker was released from custody when the Illinois District Attorney General's office agreed to drop the case against him. Prosecutors dropped all charges against him. Walker claims he was forced to sign a false murder confession for the shooting of a teenager back in 1991. He was sentenced in 1994 to life in prison for the murder. Katie Johnston for CBS Chicago.
Police brutality has got to go. Jon Burge, we say no. Police brutality has got to go. Jon Burge, we say no. Police brutality has got to go.
Over the past 8 years in the city of Chicago, there has been a systematic violation of the human rights of African Americans who have been subjected to some of the most indignant conduct that any human being can visit upon another. We have assembled because we are making a statement that when one individual, be he black or white, makes a determination to abuse the rights of another, that there are men and women of conscience in this town who will come forward and stand up and say, we will not tolerate that type of barbarity.
He handcuffed me real tight. As I said, he cut my circulation off. He went out of the room and stayed, I guess, for about an hour. And he came back and tried to talk to me, asked me what could I tell him, about the robbery. I told him I couldn't tell you anything about the robbery. I don't know about what you're talking about. And he said then that, oh, you're going to play tough. So you will tell us before you leave here what we want to know. So I've been known to get out of people's what I want. He got real upset and said, you will talk, you black motherfucker. You said, I'll make you talk, kill you and him one. So I still don't say. So he, in anger, he rushed to the typewriter and grabbed the plastic cover off there and just crammed it down over my head. And it's like he was a madman. And so a little officer helped him, because I was trying to get my arms out from behind the chair, but I couldn't do anything. And I passed out. And like I say, he gave me a breath of air, and I came to conscious, and you ready to talk? And I said, I don't have anything to tell you still. So he do it again. The third time, out of the third time, that's when I told him, I said, I'll tell you whatever you want to know, man. Just don't do this no more. But he went out and got a piece of paper and came back and told me that you signed it, and I looked at it, and he said, well, if you don't sign it, you know what you said, we're going to take you back. You're going to tell us what we did. It was a confession where I said that I did this or that, and I didn't say no such thing. But it was wrote up in his own words. What something they have, how they write out things, but it was wrote up in his own words. Right? I signed it to stop the torture.
The purpose of the task force has been to take to the public the issue of police brutality, specifically the case of police torture involving Jon Burge and his many victims. We also felt that if this was condoned, then certainly the garden variety everyday street beat-ups would certainly be condoned as well. And I think the activities we've done have been to educate people about the existence of torture by police in Chicago, and then to try to build a militant position around that, a position of confrontation with City Council, with the mayor, at City Hall, and a position that required them to deal with it.
I wasn't a human being to them. I was just simply another subject of theirs. They had did this to many others, but to them it was fun and games. You know, I was just, quote, a nigger to them. That's it. They kept using that word like that was my name. You know, so no ma'am. They had no respect for me being a human being. I never expected, quote, police officers to do anything that barbaric. You know, that was my first time. You don't continue to quote, unquote, call me niggers throughout the day unless you are racist. You know, and the way that they said it so downright nasty. You know, so there's no doubt in my mind that in my case, racism played a huge role in what happened to me, because they enjoyed this. You know, this wasn't something that was sickening to them. None of them had looks on their faces like, you know, maybe we shouldn't do this much. They enjoyed, they laughed, they smiled, you know, and that is why my anger has been so high, because I continuously see how they smile. I continuously see how all three enjoyed this here. You know, if I had been white, I doubt very seriously if I'd have been treated that badly. You know, but because of the fact that I'm Afro-American, you know, who's going to believe me, you know, in court? Nobody.
As far as having a plastic bag placed on my head, being beaten, being disrespected, being called niggers, being threatened to death. We were young kids being forced to deal with a system. Many of us went to the state's attorney in the process of being forced to sign confessions. Before we got to writing and signing our names on that bogus confessions, we confronted the state's attorneys with the allegation of torture. They saw scars, they saw tears, they saw the beaten chest of Gregory Banks. They saw the injuries on Daryl Cannon. They saw the injuries on St. Holmes. but they turned a deaf ear. And today, I'm encouraging you guys to go further and look into the state's attorneys who participated in these cases. See what they have grown and developed. See now as they sit on the judges' benches right now, and they run prosecutor's office, and they run the county investigation.
I was laying flat on the floor. He lifted me off the floor. I was on my back, and he lifted me up and pulled the bag off my head, because I know when I woke up, opened my eyes, the bag was off my head. And I thought, like I said, the last time, I said, this is it. Because, you know, it felt like 1,000 needles going through my body. Each time it shocked me. And then I got the burning sensation, and it was just too much. And so when he lifted me off the floor the last time, I said, this is it. Man, whatever you want me to say, do it, I did it. Whatever it is, kill the president, yeah, I did that too. I didn't kill. I just wanted out of there.
On Saturday, April 27th, there will be another mass anti-racist march in Bridgeport to protest police lawlessness and racist violence there, and to protest the mayor's refusal to take action against Police Commander Jon Burge and his Chicago Police Torture Squad.
The reason we've come here today is because we've gone to the police board, we've gone to city council, we've gone to police headquarters, we've gone to Office of Professional Standards, and nobody's done anything. So now here we are, and we had to come to Daley's house. We had to come to his neighborhood because there's been a lot of racist violence in here, and nobody's done anything. Daley, the mayor, who's done nothing about it. At some point, it's going to be a political liability, and Burge is going to have to go.
Hey, hey, ho, ho! Racist cops have got to go! Hey, hey, ho, ho! Racist cops have got to go! Hey, hey, ho, ho! Racist cops have got to go! Racist, sexist, anti-gay, Danny and Burge, go away! Racist, sexist, anti-gay, Danny and Burge, go away! Racist, sexist, anti-gay, Danny and Burge, go away!
Former Commander Burge, while working in Area 2 as a detective, later a sergeant and then a lieutenant, participated in and witnessed the abuse of people in police custody. Make no mistake about it, the people in police custody that were abused and tortured were suspected of awful crimes. Make no mistake, some of them may have been guilty of awful crimes, but that is no excuse. Torture and abuse have no place in Chicago Police Station. The statute of limitations on that torture and abuse has long since passed. But former Police Commander Burge also filed lies, submitted lies, some under oath, in a federal civil rights lawsuit in 2003. And for his lies about this torture and abuse, we intend to hold him accountable.
Jon Burge is doing time. Police torture is a crime. Jon Burge is doing time. I say Burge, you say guilty. Burge, guilty. Burge, guilty.
We're very gratified that after a long delay, a measure of justice was achieved today with a verdict that was returned against Jon Burge. The jury spoke loudly and clearly with their guilty verdicts with 3 counts, and the jury found Mr. Burge guilty of perjury and obstruction of justice. But what's clear is that the jury necessarily found that torture occurred in Chicago police stations in Area 2 in the 1980s. And it's a disgrace that in this city, in the 1980s, people could be subjected to abuse and torture, ranging from guns to the face, guns and mouths, suffocating, electric shocks, radiator burns, that sort of thing.
We are elated that finally, 25 years after this evidence first came to light, there is some modicum of justice. There is some modicum of justice in this case. But as all of us know, this is only one phase in a long struggle that shall continue. And that struggle shall include the continued investigation of those men who this trial showed tortured under Jon Burge's command. Those men have to be indicted and tried for their perjury and obstruction the same way that Burge was.
I think it's important for the community to organize, to educate, to agitate, to do things like get Jon Burge off the force.